Okay, action.
I'm Bridget PHETASY, and this is your dumpster fire for the weeks of January 3rd to January 16th. May God have mercy on our souls.
I missed the murder hornets.
I miss the halcyon day. Is that how you say
Yeah,
it?
halcyon.
Halcyon days of murder hornets. Remember when it was just a pandemic?
Or
Oh,
a
boy.
plandemic.
Or a plandemic in Sam's world?
Agenda 2030.
Oh my gosh.
You know nothing.
You know nothing. How dare you? That seems so innocent too when we
I
were just
know.
making fun of a child trying to save the world.
Death metal Greta.
Metal Greta.
Greta Thunberg.
It sucks. I hate everything. There was there were a lot of images that came out right away that were famous. The guy hanging from the balcony, he said, I got caught up in the moment, which I understand. Mob mentality is real, and it's why it's dangerous, and it's why I hate mobs. Don't trust them. And generally, don't go to very many riots, protests, or any things where people are gathered and can get infected by that mentality. But, you know, my like, I got carried away was like I had 4 cookies when I wanted to have one. You know, like I went for that extra slice of pizza when I promised myself I'd only have 2. Not like, oh, whoops, I ended up dangling from a wall at the Capitol after I broke in. Grant, I'm an addict. I've done some dumb things getting carried away, but I don't think you would have seen me. I don't even think in a blackout I'd be that dumb. I hope not. And sadly, I don't think any of these people were blacked out. That I can at least understand. The zip tie guy said his mother wanted to show that we're willing to rise up, band together, and fight if necessary. And he compared himself and his mother to the founding fathers. I'd rather die as a 57-year-old woman than live under oppression, Miss Eisenhart told the Times of London. I'd rather die and would rather fight. I'm like, who's oppressing you exactly?
And
The globalists.
how were you?
Again, this might not age well.
How were you?
cut to a year from now, and I'm like, I take it all back. I was so wrong. The left was so much worse than I possibly could have thought.
And you
Under
are
his
one of the
eye.
people being like, we need to be careful. But I still just don't understand what the end game here. How were you planning to stop the oppression by
I don't know.
with your zip ties? I'm not sure what the plan was here.
I don't know. But let's try and focus on one thing in hand here. And the one thing I'm focusing on at this moment, because I know it's like, but what about this? What about? And what about? And what about? And what about? Until it's just like, you're like the fucking girl with the hot dogs being thrown at her meme. The whatabouts. But what about this? But what about that? Trump broke his ankle on the dismount. He who dupes others and who also dupes himself.
And he
Trickster makes this world.
he handed everything the left could want to them.
I know.
Mm-hmm.
Like everything they could want.
Yeah. Hey, idiot, asshole, dumb fucks. If you're going to show up at Capitals with guns, A, you're a fucking moron. And B, why don't you just turn your guns in while you can? Because if you want to give everybody in the fucking America a reason to come take your guns away, which I'm not for, by the way, I would say probably just stay at home and be quiet and like just observe the transition and let's move on as a country and try and work on patching things up a little bit. And it's like, it's a trap.
Right. It's a trap.
This is a trap. You're walking right into it. You're walking right into another trap.
Mm-hmm.
I'm starting to think that Trump might be like a
Trojan
deep
horse.
state plant, yeah, for the Democratic Party.
Oh, no.
They've got they have excuses for everything. There was a whole reply guy on both sides. There were people who hated him and people who loved him, and they made a lot of money and they got T-shirts and they had all kinds of.
It's its own little economy.
And
that got
now
taken out.
They're like the remora fish of the internet, though.
They'll go find something else to feed on.
I don't know. There's so many people that Trump made rich.
Uh-huh.
I mean, again, all sides of the equation, other than fucking me, the only moron who didn't get rich in the Trump years.
Just because
Moron.
you were trying to be nuanced. Moron!
Moron! Come on, Bridget.
When your chickens come home to roost. That's what this whole episode is about.
Leading us into Parade of
I
Morons.
should have shamelessly pandered to a side like everybody else I know.
What an idiot.
I know.
Yeah, but then your economy would have dried up. We wouldn't even be doing a show now.
We would have just shamelessly pivoted like everybody else is doing and just what is it, like spotless minded our entire anything that we said. That's the thing too. I've watched so many people just like pirouette out of whatever position they were holding because they don't actually have to believe anything that they ever say, and the news cycle moves so fast.
It's
no one's really
impossible to-
holding them accountable
Yeah.
other than like a couple of reply guys.
Right.
And who gives a fuck about the reply guys? Am I right?
We do. R.I.P.
We do. You can come try and make us rich by caring about what we say. Reply
By
guys.
getting outraged about our
Reply guys, we have a job for you. Blow us up.
not literally, in social media terms.
What's so funny too is your brave stance against masks. Probably not a great idea when you're raiding the Capitol and committing a federal crime.
That's when you do want to wear a
That's
mask,
when-
people.
Like the one time it's acceptable to wear a mask during crime, and you guys are like, I'm not going to wear a mask to the Capitol. The best is yet to come.
I'm not going to wear a mask to a super spreader event where I can be arrested for being a domestic terrorist.
Oh my God. It's
But
so
they're
stupid.
patriots in their eyes. They're doing the right thing in their eyes.
Right. It's also just stupid. I have no idea. I have no idea what is happening. It's appropriate that Twitter's prompt is what is happening. What we never realized when we started Twitter is that it isn't what is happening. It's what is happening.
Because
We read it in the wrong tone.
we also, well, it wasn't in all
What is
caps.
happening?
It should have been in all caps.
What is happening? He still hasn't been found.
Yay.
As upon what's the word? It's like as
I don't know what you're trying to say.
like at the time of shooting, basically.
Oh.
At our
yeah.
current time of shooting, there's a line.
Production.
There's
Yeah.
some way to say that.
No,
and
you're
I
right.
know it's
There is,
professional,
and
and
we have no idea what it is. And then
I'm so bored with it all. It's so funny. I'm like, I vacillate between being like, I don't know how to cover this, to be like, this is so boring.
it's like because you need to move to China and shoot this show like as a pirate broadcast. Would that make it exciting for you?
It's only a matter of time before China comes to us. Am I right? Let's see Songhua. We're going to just fly under the radar as long as we can. People keep saying, oh, why don't you try and go viral? Why don't you make shorter videos? I'm like, no, I don't want to go viral. That sounds like a nightmare. If I'm trending on Twitter, it better be because I'm dead.
Yeah.
Or faked my death. Please subscribe to PHETASY.com where you can see the unedited version of this shit show on Sundays. This has been your dumpster fire for the weeks of January 3rd to January 16th. I'm Bridget PHETASY. Now make me rich.
Is that your Asian dance?
That was what I just like.
That's like her little Susie Homemaker
No,
dance.
well, it was also my like impersonating. I don't know what that was. I let the music move through me.
The music in your head.
Exactly.
It was actually the I Dream of Jeannie.
Oh, okay. That one seems to be a recurring theme for you.
I don't know why, because I
You
love
were
that
a genie
show.
in a past life.
Talk about trad wife.
Cut.